just got to compliment Alan McCabe and Mo Odom. I've had some teams that if the guys have had their injuries, they might be out for 6 to 8 weeks. But testament to the character of those two. Alan had an ankle injury in the TCU game. Mo at the end of the TCU game came up with a foot. He's got a mid-foot sprain. But neither guy practiced the last 2 days, and especially Mo. There was no hesitation when I said, "How you feeling? What do you think? You sure you don't want to, make this thing perfect and get ready for Kansas?" And there was not a chance in the world the way that kid looked before the game. And Allen, same thing, gutted it out. So very impressive. Very thankful to have those two in the program.
When you're already playing with 7-man rotations, how rare is it to have a team have this many injuries and the impact of that on the season?
Injuries are it's a part of it. I mean, I found out today, I didn't even realize that Oklahoma State center, who had a really good year this year at the end of the game, just crazy thing, tears his ACL. I mean, when I played, I didn't move fast enough maybe to hurt myself. These guys are superior athletes that are, playing a very physical game, and a lot of contact and things like that happen.
You just mentioned two guys in the 7-man rotation, and you had other guys who have been hurt, sick, out. How's that felt? Just the unluckiness of it for you?
I don't feel like it's we came out with an objective to bring 15 guys in, and we have the numbers we have now. That's the world we live in, unfortunately. And I just can't thank enough the guys that are playing, that are pushing through injuries. Santi is another guy. He's had both ankles hurt over the last couple of weeks, and he made such a huge impact in this game, especially in the first 4 minutes of the second half when a lot of guys would put their head down if they missed a layup. He just kept going after the ball and going after the ball and going after the ball. So he personifies the type of players that I like to coach, and just thankful that he's pushed through injuries this year. He has not felt perfect in probably a couple months.
Along those lines, how is Noah and his face doing?
Yeah, he came back out, supported the team at the end. He was eligible to go back in the game, but at that point I didn't think it was necessary to put him back in, but he should be fine. He got a couple of stitches, and he was prepared to go back in the game if he could, and so I don't see any reason that he wouldn't be available next game.
What was the key after the first 5 minutes when you felt went up by 9 and you got take control?
Just we got off to a little bit of a flat start, and they were scoring it. I told the guys, like in that first media, I think the only thing good that's happened here is that Brown picked up 2 fouls. Like that legitimately was like the only good thing that happened. But then we circled the wagons and started playing better, and went on a big run at the end of the first half.
Can you talk about how clean the game was? You only had 5 turnovers and you only committed 6 personal fouls. So I don't even know. It's got to have been a while since you guys had a game that clean.
Yeah. This game was night and day compared to our TCU game. That was a freaking war. I mean, that felt like a football game more than a basketball game. And this game couldn't have been any different. And you're right, it was very, very cleanly played. And I knew the turnovers. I knew coming in they were only turning teams over 8.5 times a game in league games. So, like, we got to be under 8 turnovers in this game because we've done a very good job in the turnover differential, and we didn't do that versus TCU. We only forced 7 and we committed 13, which is really uncharacteristic of our team. So that was a point of emphasis to take care of the ball. And I remember both turnovers. Like we, botched an exchange with the ball in the first half, and then Allen had the right intentions to throw it to Masamba. He was wide open, just threw it too hard. So it's great as a coach when you have so few mistakes that you could actually clearly remember them like that.
Coach, how much do you credit the turnaround both in the first and second half offensively to the zone defense?
It has worked in both games versus Utah. And for some reason, we've sprinkled it in some other games. It hasn't always been great, but it's a good fit for this opponent because Brown is a nightmare to keep out of the paint. And if you just allow him to have space to work in a man defense the whole game, then all those fouls that we didn't commit, we would have had a lot more guys potentially in foul trouble. So I think that was helpful to contain Brown more than anything else. He's the one guy that we really on the scouting report were concerned about.
And how much when you have Ja in the paint, being able to protect that, how much easier is it to run this 2-2 with a guy like that being
Yeah, him and Santi around the basket. We had 9 blocks as a team. That's great activity, and he had 4. Masamba was really good at what we needed him to do, just being that last line of defense, and Santi had 3. So both guys in those positions did a great job.
Questions for Bryce?
Bryce, can you kind of a very clean game, very few personal fouls, and you guys only had like 5 turnovers. Can you kind of talk about just it being a clean game from that perspective?
I would just say the effort would clean up all the effort that we gave this game cleans up all the mistakes that we could have had, and we've been preaching that all week. Just effort and rotating and having our guys back. So, and when we're there, you don't have to foul. Just stay there, stay strong, and make them shoot over.
What do you think happened the first 5 minutes of the game when you went up by 9 points?
I would say I just know their coach. He was I know he pumped him up before the game, and he probably said something about last game, and they just came out with a whole lot of energy. And I feel this team, we always punch back. So when that happened, I wasn't really worried. We went into the media timeout, got things right, and then we came back and threw one of our punches.
Bryce, speaking more on that defensive part of the game, it feels like when you guys go to that zone, there's a lot of funneling into the middle with Masamba there. What's the style like when you guys go from man to zone, and how does that make you guys play one better on the court?
I would just say, knowing Masamba is a great shot blocker, we want to run him off the line and funnel everything to the middle and just make him shoot over the top of him, which is very difficult. Which either hit backboard or he's going to block it, and then from there, we're just off to the races where we're best. We have Pig, he's great in transition, so that's always our advantage out of the zone.
Bryce, you hit the 3 to give your Sun Devils lead for the first time in the game and kind of cruise from there. What does it mean to just know you have the confidence of Hurley and teammates around you to give you that shot?
Man, it's great. They know me. I'm a hard worker. They know I'm in the gym shooting every day, so they're real comfortable with me shooting my shots, and it feels great to finally knock down a 3. It's been a while. It's been a good while.
How healthy are you? Because you were out for a couple of games and then came back. A minutes restriction there. How do you feel? 100% now?
I'm near 100%. I would say I still feel it a little bit, but I love basketball and I want to play. So this is as good as it's going to get, and I'm just looking forward to playing with it. But it'll get better day in and day out.
What has this been like for the team, just making sure that you guys are bringing your best effort even after some disappointing outcomes at the end of the season?
Knowing that it's only us and this is all we got, we're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. But just the practices, we go hard every day because I'd say all of us, we all really love hooping. So, losing is not going to discourage us. It's just a lesson to us.
How much do you guys talk about that stuff?
Every day. We remind each other every day. We stay on each other. We police each other, and everyone listens, and we overall love each other.
Guys good? Thanks, man.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
So, Coach Hurley preached at the beginning of the year, bench points are going to be clutch. And 27 points out of your bench tonight. What are you seeing off the guys coming off the bench and how they're contributing?
Yeah, I mean, we always stay together. We don't care who starts, who's on the bench. If one day he wants to put me on the bench, I'll be on the bench. Allen has the same mindset, so we don't really look at that. Everybody scores, everybody plays. As long as we win, we win.
Bobby mentioned injuries that you and other guys have battled. What's that been like, just trying to grind it out and be at your best given all of what they face this year?
Yeah, I mean, even Allen today, he didn't practice this week at all. His foot was hurting, but he knew we have 8 guys, I think, so if we get in foul trouble, we're gonna need him. So he was there. He played a good game. So we just gotta. We all have the same mindset. So we're 8 guys. We just gotta help each other and not let the team down. Just push through.
Santi, it felt like the zone was really working for you guys today on defense, and that kind of led to a lot of transitions. I guess you guys did as well. What do you make about playing zone and how you like operating on defense?
Yeah, I like to play zone a little bit. It gives me a little break on defense. And we saw the film from our last game against them over there. We played zone. It worked for a little bit. Then they figured it out. So we just changed a couple things, and it just really messed them up. And we were able to go on runs.
Got anything else for Santi? Then we'll let Mo. Go ahead. One more for
You
Santi.
just mentioned it, how hard it would be for the team if you guys picked up fouls pretty early. 3 blocks, 4 offensive rebounds, only 1 foul. I mean, speak to the effort all the guys put into flying around and still not picking up fouls.
Yeah, I mean, that's been our mentality. I mean, I look soft with 1 foul, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, it's been our mentality. Don't let anybody get anything easy. And just keep flying around. As long as we fly around, even if we mess up the scout that the coach tells, as long as we keep hustling, we're going to be fine.
Guys good with Santi? Go get some. No sliding.
Coach said you were really banged up and didn't practice for a couple of days, but he said there was never a thought that you weren't playing.
Oh, no. I won't even count that as banged up. He told me sit down. I really didn't even want to sit down, so I'm all right.
Mo, this was probably the cleanest game y'all have played this season. How do you bottle that consistency, having to play a tough Kansas team?
Just going over the film, looking at what we did correctly, and just follow the scout. Every game the coach give us a great scout, and if we lose, it's just because we didn't follow the scout. So we just follow the scout and just watch our games where we play really great, such as a game like this, and we could learn from that, probably get that energy from the game we watch over the film. I feel like we should have some wins rolling.
You guys seem to play a really smart game too. There were a couple times that Pig had the ball and you had a big lead and he pulled it out.
Yeah.
And we know Pig likes to go full speed all the time. So can you kind of talk about how it seemed like you guys played a much smarter last few minutes and maybe you guys have learned from your mistakes?
Yeah, it's definitely growth from us as a team, and definitely growth to Pig. And I give credit to him because, like you said, like he can go get a bucket whenever he want. 1 on 5, 1 on 4, it don't really matter. So it just showed his maturity. We got in Pig, and definitely we learned a lot of lessons because we lost a lot of leads. And I put a lot of that on me because I got to be more of a vocal leader. So I'm just happy we secured this win and kept the lead, and we just got to do it the next few games.
Oh, you talked about like
Seems like a lot of guys have been banged up and playing through that. Even when you guys have tough losses in the season, what does it say about the culture of the team that everybody's just playing?
I mean, I look at it as like, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of people, a lot of kids who wish they was in my position. So, I mean, if I could walk, I could run. If I could run, I definitely could play. So I'm not really worried about too much, baby injuries or lingering injuries. And so is my teammates.
What's ahead for you guys? I mean, senior day against Kansas, Iowa State on the road, the Big 12 tournament. How do you sum up how you're feeling about all this coming up?
I'm feeling good. We got to string some a win streak going on. We can't just win one, drop one. So we get a win streak going, and I feel like we could shock the world. But it's all about us believing as a team and just following the scout and following what coach says. So.
So if like your big guys ate today on offense and you guys are finding them well on rolls on physical coverages, where are you seeing the ball in your hand? Are you talking to those guys like Santi and Masamba about getting baskets inside today?
Yeah, I watched over film with the coaches, and they was telling me how like I kept holding on to the ball whenever I come off the screen, and two was guarding me. So I watched a lot of film yesterday, and today I got off of it a little earlier to give my teammates more room to work. So when I got off of it, Masamba make a play or Santi make a play, and that's just how they was scoring because I feel like I got off of it early, and I gave them the confidence, to make their own plays where I'm just dribbling the ball out for 20 seconds. So.
A lot is made about kind of the physical exertion that comes from like the press defense and stuff like that when the whole court is stretched out. But in the half court, when the guards especially are really scrambling to disrupt actions offensively in the half court, just how big is it that you guys are so committed on that end?
It's super big because you're not going to really get too much easy baskets in the Big 12, and I feel like us as a team, we give up a lot of easy baskets. So if we cut those easy baskets out and we make people work for their points, I feel like why can't we be a great defensive team and turn our defense into offense? Because I feel like that's what we best play at in transition.
Mo, as a point guard, what's it like playing with a great pick and roll player in Samba John?
It's super fun. He's super smart. He could pick and pop, shoot the three. He could pick and short roll, shoot the midi, and he could pick and lob, and I could throw the lob. So I got so many different options with Masamba, and he's just super great.
With a lot of room to get better.
Yeah, he got crazy upside.
Guys good?
No, it's one thing to kind of hear how the coaches or teammates think that you improve, but just in your mindset, what do you think the biggest growth from your game has happened in this season?
That's a good question. Maybe like my emotions. You know, I kind of like I learned this year how to like choose how to say different words to different teammates because you know not everybody could take the same leadership or same like vocal type of thing. So just learning how to like pick and choose what to say to different teammates, how to pick them up instead of just always trying to be that rah rah rah. Like I could still be positive also while being rah rah rah.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you.